Hey guys, Brianna here with your mobile trading training for the Trinity. This first training will be for the iPhone. Okay, so when you first get in your MetaTrader 4, you will typically see your candles and all these grid lines. I do not use them, so I go right to my settings, go to charts, and go to colors. Here, I will just switch the grid to black so that those grid lines are gone. My bar up and bull candle, those are the colors I prefer. It's a little bit softer of a blue than the bright blue. And then my down candles are red. I leave everything else the same. I do recommend that you have your ask price line on. That will give you the spread on your trades. I do use period separators so I can look at the high and low of the day from the 1 hour chart and lower. And then, of course, when your trade levels are on, you will be able to see your stop loss and take profit, as well as your pending orders on your screen. So now that the screen is clear, with the exception of our period separators, we will go ahead and add our Trinity to the chart. So you're going to go right up to the top to your function button, and you'll see here that it just shows your main window. You'll click on main window, and the first thing we're going to add is our Kinjinsen, which is part of the Ichimoku Kinko. So you'll click right on it. These settings are correct. The only setting we're using is the Kinjinsen, which is set at 26, and that is the only one with a style line, and it is red. Everything else I've turned black. I'm going to increase it to 4 pixels so that you can see it nice and clear. Okay. Now we're going to add our second step, which is our ADX. Again, we're just going to click on main window. The very first one, average directional movement index. And again, these settings are already correct. Okay, my style line is off. I'm just using the positive and negative DI. And we are going to add that right to the chart. And it's going to come up in a separate window. The order in which you put the indicators is the order in which the windows will show up, but you have the option of switching them. Okay, and so the last step of our Trinity is our MACD. So we're going to go right back to our functions and click on main window again and scroll down and pick up our MACD. These numbers are correct. You do want to make sure you have that 0 level on. And we are just going to click on done. And now you have the 3 components of the Trinity added to your chart. If you're very uncertain about where you are in the market, you can add one additional step, and that is adding the exponential moving average right in your main window. Okay? And these parameters are correct as well. Period 50, shift 1. Exponential is the method applied to close. And you can add that right to your chart. You can use any color you want. I like to use green. I kind of like to keep everything very uniform on my screen. And that'll just give you some additional confirmation about where you are in the market. Okay, so above the 50, you're in a buyer zone overall. Below the 50, you're in a seller zone overall. Okay, and as you can see, price is bouncing off the 50. Here in this example, in Euro USD, this is a 4-hour chart. But you can see that price was bouncing right on the 50 line. It couldn't clear it, and then it shifted back up. All right, so I'm actually going to go down to a lower time frame. We're going to go down to the 15-minute, okay, and it's going to make the chart look different. But we can just talk quickly about your optimal entries. Typically, the first thing that crosses is your ADX. Okay, so we have an ADX cross. I'm going to go get a vertical line. We have an ADX cross here on this candle. Okay, when the ADX crossed on that candle, we did already have a clip on the MACD. But we did not have the trade clearing the Kinjinsen or the moving average. Okay, so that's what's called a riskier entry. Not a bad entry, just riskier. It can reverse on you from this point. You don't have all three confirmations. The point in which we have all the confirmations is right here. The MACD flipped, the ADX is still spread wide, and the candle is below the Kijun-sen. Okay, so that was your optimal entry. And we're going to just use an arrow and place it there. Okay. Then from that point, remember we're on a 15-minute chart now, you're looking for your 10 pips and then to dip. If we got in off of the rejection, it'd be 1.09803. Okay. And then when it made this low is at 1.09544. So you well exceeded your 10 pips. Okay. And then you can get out of the trade. You can use your trailing stop if you'd like to hold it longer. But on a 15-minute chart, always secure your 10 pips. Okay. Higher time frames, you can often secure more than that. But you always want to be mindful to look at your settings. Do not get greedy. Okay. The goal is to grow your account. And the only way to grow exponentially is to take multiple trades at a designated take profit. Okay? So I will see you guys in the next video. It will be for Android devices. Have a great afternoon.